Welcome back to Faith Foundations, the video series where we dive deep into the history, theology, and key figures of early Christianity. Today's episode is dedicated to one of the most influential figures in the early church, Ignatius of Antioch. His life, his writings, and his ultimate martyrdom offer to us profound insights into what it means to follow Christ in the face of persecution. So whether you're a history enthusiast or someone curious about early Christian thought, this episode is for you. Let's dive into the story of Ignatius of Antioch. Ignatius' 7 letters are among the most important writings of the early church. Let's take a closer look at some of the major themes that run through these letters. First, church unity and the role of the bishop. One of the most significant contributions of Ignatius is his emphasis on the role of the bishop. In his letters, he repeatedly stresses the importance of church unity and the need for Christians to be obedient to their bishops. He saw the bishop as a key figure who represented Christ within the community, and he believed that unity with the bishop was essential for maintaining the church's integrity. For example, in his letter to the Ephesians, he wrote, "Wherever the bishop appears, let the people be, as wherever Jesus Christ is, there is the Catholic Church." This is one of the earliest uses of the term Catholic Church, meaning the universal church. For Ignatius, unity under the leadership of the bishop was a reflection of unity under the church under Christ. Secondly, we see the divinity and humanity of Christ. Another major theme in Ignatius' letter is his strong affirmation of the divinity and humanity of Christ. He was particularly concerned about the heretical movement known as Docetism, which denied that Jesus truly had a physical body. In his letter to the Smyrnans, Ignatius wrote, "He, Jesus, was truly born, and truly ate and drank. He was truly persecuted under Pontius Pilate. He was truly crucified and died, in sight of beings in heaven, and on earth, and under the earth." For Ignatius, the reality of Christ's incarnation, his physical life, death, and resurrection was central to the Christian faith. Denying Christ's humanity was, for Ignatius, a denial of the very foundation of salvation. Third, we see martyrdom as imitation of Christ. Ignatius viewed martyrdom not as a tragic end, but as a way of imitating Christ's own suffering and death. He didn't seek out death recklessly, but he saw it as an opportunity to bear witness to the truth of the gospel. In his letter to the Romans, he even pleads with the Christians there not to interfere with his martyrdom, saying, "Do not hinder me from living. Do not wish to keep me in a state of death. Permit me to be an imitator of the suffering of my God." Ignatius saw his impending martyrdom as a pathway to union with Christ, not only in the spirit, but in physical suffering. The impact of Ignatius on Christian thought and practice cannot be overstated. His writings contributed significantly to the development of early Christian theology and ecclesiology. Let's take a look at some of the ways in which Ignatius' letter contributes to the influence of the church. First, we have the concept of apostolic succession. Ignatius strongly emphasized the importance of bishops as successors to the apostles. His writings provide the early evidence for the idea that bishops, as the overseers of the Christian communities, were not just spiritual leaders, but held a divinely appointed role. This concept of apostolic succession became foundational in the Roman Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, and Anglican traditions, where the unbroken line of bishops is seen as essential for the transmission of apostolic authority. Secondly, church hierarchy and unity. Ignatius' letters reinforced the importance of maintaining a hierarchical structure within the church to ensure unity and doctrinal consistency. He saw the bishop, the presbyters or elders, and the deacons as critical offices that together formed the backbone of the church. His insistence on obedience to these leaders in matters of faith and practice was intended to guard the church against heresy and division. Third, we have martyrdom and witness. Ignatius' attitude toward martyrdom set a powerful example for early Christians, many of whom faced persecution under Roman rule. His willingness to die for his faith and his belief that martyrdom was a way to follow Christ left a lasting impression on Christian communities. Even today, Ignatius is remembered as a model of courage and faithfulness in the face of suffering. Now, you might be wondering, why should we care about Ignatius of Antioch in the 21st century? Well, here are a few reasons why Ignatius remains relevant today. First, a model of Christian leadership. Ignatius's emphasis on church unity, the importance of leadership, the role of the bishops, continue to shape Christian leadership structure today. Whether you belong to a tradition with a strong apostolic structure or not, his teachings remind us of the importance of accountability, unity, and the role of spiritual authority in guiding the church. Next, theology of suffering and discipleship. Ignatius challenges modern Christians to rethink what it means to follow Christ. His view of martyrdom as the ultimate form of discipline is a stark contrast to most of modern culture, where comfort and self-preservation are often prioritized. Ignatius's life calls us to a radical commitment to Christ, one that may involve sacrifice and suffering. Third, a call to church unity. In a world where divisions within the church are all too common, Ignatius's letters serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of unity. His insistence on being unified with the bishop as a way of maintaining the church's faithfulness to Christ is a challenge to Christians today to seek unity and resist divisionness. And that wraps up today's video on Ignatius of Antioch. From his powerful letters to his courageous journey toward martyrdom, Ignatius offers us a glimpse into the faith and resilience of the early church. His life continues to inspire Christians to this day, reminding us of the cost of discipleship and the importance of unity in the body of Christ. Thank you for joining me in this series, Faith Foundations. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions for future episodes, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, let's continue building on the strong foundations of our faith.